Alright guys, so here we are back with another custom we're going to do. So I'm going to take apart our commando spawn that we did in our first video, mainly because I have a feeling that Todd McFarlane is going to give us our commando spawn later on. It would just make sense for him to do so. He's already kind of already given us a commando spawn in the 12-inch figure, so all he has to do is scale it down, and then we got a commando spawn. He's probably just waiting on that one because it's a pretty popular character or design for Spawn, so I figured he probably will be giving us that one in the next few months, maybe then in wave 2 of the Spawn action figures that's coming out. So I'm gonna go ahead and take him apart. I'm really proud of him though, but the good thing is he's not a complete waste, because we are going to be using the vest, the belt, and the legs on another Spawn custom, and I'll reveal that once it gets closer to the build, because I still have to source parts and figure out what parts I need to use. I want to keep everything that we do here all McFarlane toys. Of course, some things I'll have to pull from other companies, like we did the Jason Wynn in the last video, and we had to pull a Diamond Select John Wick for the body of that figure, just because McFarlane doesn't have a good suit figure. I don't think he has one that I can think of. I've looked. I could have overlooked one maybe, but if so, I'll pop the head off of our Jason Wynn and use the McFarlane Toys body. So I do want to talk a little bit about what I'm trying to accomplish with this channel. It's nothing. I'm not trying to accomplish anything spectacular or anything. Just something fun for me to do, and maybe get some of my stuff out there. We're gonna work on a diorama coming up here soon. I'm waiting on a figure to come in the mail, and then once it comes in, we'll probably start off on the diorama and push all the figure stuff to the back until I can source all the parts I need for the upcoming builds. So that's all I'm trying to accomplish. Maybe get some pointers out there and some tips for you guys and some good ideas from you guys. And maybe you guys may want to, after you see some of my dioramas, maybe you guys may want one and I could commission one out for you guys. I don't want to do any custom builds though. I want to build them the way that I want to build them, and I'll probably put them up on like Etsy or Facebook Marketplace and places like that. But I don't want to do any customs, just because I don't want to have that communication back and forth with a potential client, or whatever you would like to call them. And I don't want to mess something up and not get something right. So I think that's very important. So if I just build them to my standards and the way that I like them, and then sell them that way, and you guys buy them, hey, that's great. If not, more for me. So that's what I'm just trying to accomplish. So let's get on to this build here. You guys probably can guess who this is going to be. Parts sourced for this build is a Spawn, Mortal Kombat Spawn. I would not be doing this if I didn't have an extra Spawn. And then the other one come from a Batman Who Laughs. This is not the same figure, of course, but the Batman Who Laughs comes in the Build-A-Fig pack with the wings. So that's that. And then so this is all we're going to need to build the figure that we're trying to build here. Is just a complete Spawn. Doesn't have to be the Commando Spawn, but we need his legs and everything, and the upper part of him, and then that's all we need for this build, and some paint. and some time and patience, and we'll have him complete. So let's get started on this, guys. Alright, so first things first, we'll move everything out of the way and we'll start disassembling the spawn here. Pull that off there. Still his gun. Then we'll pull his chains off here. Now, if you remember, we used that moldable plastic for the skulls on spawn here, and it worked out really well, and I'm glad that it came out the way it did, and I'm glad that I'm reusing all of this for another spawn figure, so it goes hand in hand. The problem is heating him up to pull him apart. That's gonna be my problem. So what I think I'm going to do is maybe wrap these skulls in some paper towel, and then use the heat gun just on the back of him here, and try to pull this part right here, because we just need to get heat down in there in that peg there. So that's what we're gonna try to do. Hopefully it doesn't mess anything up. If it does, we can go back and fix it. So thank you. Here. Oh yeah, it's nummy. So all we're gonna do is try to get the heat into this peg down here in this ball joint, and we're gonna try to keep the heat from those skulls on the belt and the kneecaps. So that wasn't enough. It didn't come apart very easily, and there we are. Yeah. And the skull is still perfect. Didn't harm anything here. There's the lower part and the belt. So we'll save that for another build. We have the hot water, and we're just gonna dip spawn in like this. Now, I didn't clean these up on the Commando spawn, but I'm going to do it on this spawn, which I don't think I said who we're building, but I know you guys can guess if you know anything about spawn. This is going to be the Wings of Redemption spawn, and all we're going to do is on my version, I guess you'd say, we're just going to do a white dry brush, like a really thick white dry brush, or maybe like a light gray, because that's about the color he is. And the thing about painting figures is in the joints, normally if you don't clean a lot of the joints out, the paint gets marked up and scratched and peeled off and stuff. So that's one reason why I just want to do like a dry brush over this. So another thing I want to do, he don't have these pouches on the Wings of Redemption spawn, so we're going to pull these pouches off, and then we're going to do a single band all the way around, even if we have to do one large band, because I'm pretty sure the underside of this is probably no good. That shot in there. Oh no, we'll have to put one big strap going across his little leg there. I could fill it in, and then yeah, you could fill it in and detail the muscles in here, but honestly, I think that's just a lot of work. And we'll go the more simple route. We'll just do one big strap all the way across, fill it in, and then yeah, so that's what we're gonna do there. Just get close, and here we are. I know a lot of you guys are like cringing right now from me cutting this apart. Work it around. Just carving this out here, and then we'll put some putty down, and then we will put some detail back here. Okay, while we're waiting, we can go ahead and do the wings here. Alright guys, so there's the dry brush on the wings. Just a white dry brush. Looking pretty good. Okay, like so. And wrap it around. There we are. Detail there. And then we'll come back to that. Like I said, we got to do the torso still, and you guys aren't going to be able to be with me for that because, like I said, my phone is about dead, and I do have to do this before it dries because, well, I just have to. So you guys will see this when I come back to it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then you guys will see it when we get done.